What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome back to WWE 2K15 on the PS5 in 2021 because I just feel like doing it. So, I am still your reigning, defending World Heavyweight Champion, but Mark Henry, my next opponent, my next challenger. So let's go do that here on pay-per-view at the Royal Rumble, shall we? And so I welcome you to a fine Friday here on the program. Thought it would be a slow news day, but that didn't happen. Instead, a bunch of stuff happened yesterday that I have to sit here and discuss today, and boy howdy, is it a lot. But before I get into the big news from yesterday, we have some other smaller tidbits here. Number one, the Impact pay-per-view on the 25th of this month will be the title for title, which will be Omega and Rich Swann, AEW versus Impact. And that will be on commentary Mauro Ranallo. So, big fight feel on that, and congrats to those guys for hitting him for that. That's going to be a good thing, hopefully, for them. Now, we also have the ratings from AEW Dynamite on Wednesday, unopposed. And so, NXT, for comparison, did 805K, right? And that's up from last week by about 100K, and obviously, last week was a takeover, so that's kind of already up from where it usually is, and then, hey, even higher than that, they did an extra 100K for NXT. AEW did like 688 or so last week on that final show, on that final war for Wednesdays. This week, they double it. They did 1.2 million on Wednesday unopposed. And that means that overall, combining the unopposed NXT and AEW is 2 million viewers. Which before, when they were head-to-head, it was like 1.3, 1.4 every single week. Just about. So again, it's a good thing. You are having the overall, hopefully, audience grow, and that means more folks watch wrestling, and hopefully more folks watch these videos. Fingers crossed. Anyhow, so those things are all minor. Also, we also now know who will be on SmackDown on commentary tonight, replacing Corey Graves, who is now on Raw because of Joe not being on Raw. We'll get to that here in a second. And that will be Pat McAfee. So again, making big moves, Pat McAfee. So him and Cole are calling SmackDown. What happens if Adam Cole gets called up to SmackDown? What happens then? So, again, big news. But the biggest was the fact that 1 year to the day, the exact same day as last year, April 15th, they released a bunch more talent from their roster, citing budget cuts. The same company who's had a record year in profits. The same company who spent, oh my god, who spent how many millions on Pyro last weekend? They go, oh, budget cuts. They made record profits all year and gotta do budget cuts. Are you freaking kidding me? So, talent that got released, right? They will be available to work other dates in the usual 90 days. And that 90 days ends on July the 14th, which is conveniently a Wednesday. Just putting that one out there. Mark Henry, putting it out there. So, let's get to who got released here, kind of by order of importance. Wesley Blake is gone. How they released Blake and Cutler, but not noted scumbag Jackson Riker, I'll never understand. Like, that one, they pulled them all off TV, they released the two of them that weren't as bad, and then they kept the one that no one likes. Except, I guess Vince, I suppose. I don't know. It's baffling, to be sure. To be sure. Give me that charge finisher at the Rumble in the main event of the Rumble. Attack Slug. Slug Sploder. Can I put away Mean Mark in his Hall of Pain? I cannot. It's going to take a little bit more than that to take care of the world's strongest man, who is definitely doing well here. so far, because my health is about where his health is at, and that's not great for me. He is pretty strong, and I said, no William Regal, no help in this match. So I must retain the belt on my own. Oh, God. The Braun Strowman, the Oklahoma. That I am now at worse health than Mark Henry, and he's building towards a finish, and... Is the ref counting here? I don't even know. All right, moving on. Bo Dallas released. The fact that Bo Dallas made it past the last line of releases when he has not been used since 2019 is crazy. He made it a whole other year without getting released. Come back, come back, come back, come back. Here we go. Mark, y'all done did it this time. Attack Slug with that comeback, and that might be the end for you. A good effort, but Attack Slug is just that good. What? 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 Nah. Nah, Mark Henry. Nah. Power pin. What? 2 finishers. Mark Henry. I'm done. I'm cooked. I am absolutely cooked here with Mark Henry. So I guess say hello to the new World Heavyweight Champion, because that's 2 finishers on Mark Henry. They've stacked the deck. Bo Dallas. Back to Bo. I really enjoyed his whole heel who thought he was a face. That stuff I enjoy, much like classic 94 Bob Backlund. Like that delusional type character I enjoy a lot. And it just didn't go anywhere. And yeah, he's been sitting at home for the past year and change. Not since Crown Jewel in 2019 in Saudi. Like, been doing nothing. Also, I blocked his finisher. Oh my god, I blocked his finisher. I might have this. If I can get myself back to a vertical position and hit another slug floater, a third one, I might have this. I totally... Come on! Here. Build, 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 build. So, I feel like that extra year was just saying, hey, Bray, we're going to keep you happy, and we're going to keep your brother here on the roster, even though that they... Get up! I can't capitalize. Even though they released their dad last year on tax day. I can't with this game. I could not get up and capitalize on that. That is so very frustrating for me. Moving on. Mojo Rawley. The writing on that one was on the wall as soon as Gronkowski went back to football. That one was like, all right, we know. Gronk is leaving. His best buddy is Mojo, and Mojo not long for this world on that. So, yeah. That one, the least surprising. Only a matter of time. Attackslug is still your World Heavyweight Champion, because that's what I do. How was that, Vicky? How was that? I'm still. You tried. It took 3 slug exploders. You tried. But I'm still here. And I'm still champ. That's right. And still. Love it. 5 stars. Congrats on defending the title. But like I said, this is only the beginning. A whole locker room full of guys that want to face you. You better be ready. Randy Orton defended against the Big E at the Rumble. Here we are in February. And Vicky has nothing for me, but I have to defend, so Daniel Bryan gets that defense. If I don't defend, then I will abdicate. I don't want to do that. But will they keep on increasing the difficulty of these title defenses? That's the question. That's the question. Now, Kalisto is gone and released and has been doing not much of anything. Like they were trying to do something with that Lucha House Party stuff there for a bit, but they just kind of dropped it, and they just don't care about guys that size on the main roster. It's just not really a thing. So once they put that Cruiserweight belt on NXT and took it off Raw as the Raw exclusive belt, then like people just don't care. Don't care. So not surprised that somebody like Kalisto is gone. So Tucker, again, writing on the wall for that one once they had Heavy Machinery split up, and we knew that Otis was the Shawn and Tucker was the Marty. Perhaps he'll show up somewhere else, but what's he doing? Like, nothing. So that one, I'm like, yeah. Again, matter of time. Chelsea Green was consistently injured in her run here, very briefly on NXT, and it seems like they called her up, they had something ready for her, and she immediately gets hurt. So that one, like, what can you do there? But she was healthy and good to go, and they're like, nah, we're good. Like, she literally came back to SmackDown and got hurt in the first match back. And I'm like, they don't like it when you get constantly injured. Once you get labeled as injury prone with WWE, it's really hard to shake that. And we'll get to that here in a second. But Mickie James, a legend, obviously. A first ballot Hall of Famer, obviously. I assume wants to wrestle. And they were like, nah, we ain't got none for you. Too old. Too old. But I'm sure she's still got gas in the tank and can go anywhere else and do her thing if she still wants to wrestle. She was at Mania. Like, there was a Natalia Instagram thing where you saw Mickie in the background. Like, she was there in her gear. Only two? Yeah. Good question, D. Bry. Good question. German. So, getting to the names that I am flabbergasted that they released this go around. The Iconics. Both Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, got released. And I'm like, you split up the Iconics to push Peyton Royce. Peyton on Raw, floundering. Billie Kay on SmackDown, getting over because she's just that good. So then they fire them both. Like, put them back together. You have women's tag team titles, and you don't have much of a division for those titles, and you fire Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. And I'm like, huh? How? When? Why? What? So that one, bruh. If you can't figure out what to do with those two, who are supremely talented as a pair, then what are you even doing with your business? I really don't understand. D-Bry. Drop kick to the floor. Stamina regained. His comeback gone. And gonna hit that Rampage. And there. Rampage and then a shooting slug press. And then it should be over here for D-Bry. It should be over. If I can hit this from this distance. We'll see. Go for it. Woo! Spinning in midair. Just that good. 2 times. And of course, the big one, Samoa Joe, who was taken off Raw commentary and is now just gone. And one has to imagine he wants to wrestle and they would not clear him to wrestle. So he basically did a successful Daniel Bryan. Is like, no, I'm just gone. There was a point where if they would not clear Bryan, he was going to leave. So much like Macho Man back in the 90s, I would imagine he was still on a wrestler's deal, not a commentary paycheck, and they wanted to say, no, we'll pay you less. He's like, no, I'm out. I'm out. So, again, that's all my personal speculation, but it's pretty plausible on that to say, hey, he wants to wrestle somewhere else. So, and there are now a lot of options to go wrestle somewhere else. So, that one, keeping my eyes out on Joe. But again, once you get labeled as injury prone, it's hard to escape that. So it is a shame that Joe's only Mania moment was choking out Ray in like a minute and a half. He never had a proper long Mania match. He never had a proper one-on-one with John Cena. Like, things that should have happened and didn't happen, that's a shame. Daniel Bryan couldn't beat me, but he beat Randy Orton. So, good for him. And also, we have a rumor, and again, I film these in the mornings, but there's a rumor there are more NXT cuts happening today, but I'm not going to be here tomorrow for this show, because tomorrow is going to be me and Grim playing some Rocket Arena. Tune in for that. I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos right here. See you next time, and I'm out.